Well, hello and welcome back to Space Haven. We're going to do one more episode of this to show off the space station aspect of Space Haven. So this game, I think, was originally built with the whole, like you're on a ship and you're going through the universe type thing, but there is a second option here, and that is the space station, in which you are a trade hub and you don't move, everybody comes to you. Now, and this the normal version is you build a spaceship and you go out. And that one's actually a lot of fun to go out and like explore. However, the space station gives a different sort of, I feel almost like a little bit more of a chill-ish. That is a lie. It's not as, like it's different. But I won't want to say it's like more chill. It's just a different way to play the game. And we're gonna play this a little bit for probably about an hour. And we're gonna start in the space, and I want to play so previously I think I was playing on medium level, which is like pretty good, whereas the harsh and brutal are far more strugglesome. I'm gonna do harsh so you can kind of I can kind of show that off, because it does have a few more. You can actually see some of the differences here. If I play on medium and I scroll down here, you have 2 and 15 on harsh. You do not start with any of that. This is the Energium? Sure, we'll go with that. You start with some guns, some shotguns, and here's your starting materials. Now, if you just quickly check here on the harsh, you do not start with the shotguns. I think some of this is the same and some of it is a little bit different. Actually, I think this might be very, very similar. But as you can see here, one of the biggest things is a lot of the other stuff is just harder to do. Dismantling is a little different. In this particular case, I think you'll get scrap rather than the items, and things like aliens and stuff are far more common, as well as the enemies. From what I've seen, starting out is a little bit more difficult. I would play on medium if you're just looking for more of like a standard playthrough, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I was playing on harsh and I was really enjoying it. It's just for this particular case, I don't think it's something that I want to play. Yeah, we're gonna do this person. Look at that botany. That's beautiful. I want to have everybody have all of the skills. They don't have to be great, but one of the things is I have found that not having specific skills on your starting can make this very difficult. It's very... Let's make sure we have a gunner here. There we go. It feels like very RimWorldy, where if you get like all of your characters, you know what? Fine, you don't have to do that, but you do have research, and so that's great. It feels very RimWorldy in case where like if you start out with a pawn that doesn't have certain things, you kind of just want to throw them in the trash. So what's gonna happen is these are my 4 cargo. How many do I get? 4? As well as my shuttle. I'm gonna draft my shuttle and just have it move over here. Okay, I don't need this, thank you. And we start out with 4 cargo pods. If they'd stop moving, and you can not dock. I want to deploy some of them. And so we get things like this has got our beds and stuff. Ooh. Hang on a second here. This is interesting. I want... Which one is the one that I want? This is the one I want to start with. This is our power. I'm going to put this kind of in the center. And then I'm going to grab... Which one's this? Okay, this is our storage. I'm going to plop this here. This is going to be a nightmare to start with because of where everything is. This is our sleeping quarters. I'm not going to be able to stick that in here. Oh, yes, I am. I love the music in this game, by the way, guys. I'm gonna put it here. Oh, I can't build there. Can I put it here? I can't build there either. Where is it red? It's not red. Okay, fine. We'll put it down here. This one's gonna be a little bit more tight because this is in the way. All right, so we're gonna start with all of that. Now these pods are going to start. Now, usually you have like an area that's already built and there's pods built and you don't have to deploy all this stuff. However, we don't have that. So let me go ahead and just I want to get my guys out. I'm gonna go ahead and dock them. Let's go ahead and actually, are any of these areas? No. Robots, and these are aliens, by the way. I think I called them bugs in the last video. They're basically bugs. What's going to happen, I'm just going to fast forward a little bit here. They're going to come out here and they're going to deploy. And one of the things I want to immediately start with is the cargo pod area. I'm going to put this, I want this out of the way because I want it close, obviously, because it's, you know, I have my stuff, but it kind of gets in the way, I have noticed. I'm going to put my stuff like this. I want to immediately connect all of these to power because we're going to need it. We desperately want this. And everybody's going to go and get started in here, and they're going to start doing all of the things that they need to do. I really want this. I want to give this high construct priority. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, they're going to be building this. I didn't want to wait too long. Perfect. Now, once that's created, I want this to come in here and actually dock. Let's go ahead and accept. And we'll be able to pull all of the items out of this cargo. Now, if I click on, actually I already have it clicked on. If I do inventory, you can see what's inside this cargo ship. Now, interestingly enough, it started us off in an asteroid field. That's real freaking great. The other thing I want to do, let's build a shuttle hangar for our shuttle. I guess I'm going to pop this over here. As well as this. This isn't ideal. We're gonna have to build a few things. I'm also gonna build a pod hangar because we're gonna need that to build some of our hull. Let me kind of just fast forward a little bit. Okay, so the cargo stuff has been selected, so we're gonna select all in here and we're just gonna unload all of that. And that'll start moving off. This is where we're currently at and all of our stuff. This is what we have. So that'll be very good. Now they're going to build these. Let me go and just fast forward and let these build. Now we already have everything built. We've got beds here. We've got a toilet. We do not have a food station built currently, which is something that we're going to need to deal with real quick. But we have space food, and I think they can just eat that without having to worry about it. I want to build a builder. So that's what I just did there. And I'm going to also, I need to bring power over here. Can you do that? Can I just do this? I can't build there. Oh, I did build there. Cool. Okay, so there's that. Let me go ahead and just bring my power across the board here. Don't worry, unless you go into these guys won't attack you. So let's go ahead and just back up a bit and let them build everything. Can you guys, okay, they're building the power and they're unloading. I want to do high construct priority here, so let's do that because what they'll do is they will start working on that immediately rather than unload stuff. I do need them to unload things, but I also just need them to do that. And then what I want to do is I want to claim and put it here. I need this to also be high construct. Basically the power is recharging those guys. Now you can see we have critical resources low. Don't really worry about it at the moment because it is what it is. And now that we've built that builder, I want to go ahead and expand my hull quite a bit actually. Let's start. I want to get some power immediately, so I'm going to go ahead and expand this. And I want to do so significantly. I don't know if I can hear everybody moving around. And they're gonna start working on all of that. The other thing I do want to do, oh, luckily we moved out of the asteroid field. Let's take a quick look at our star map here. Looks like we're probably going this direction. We usually go counterclockwise. Nebula down there, that's gonna be a fun problem. Looks like we've got a lot of debris fields and stuff that we're gonna need to deal with. We have 2 ships on the way. Now you can notice here, if I hover over this Android collective, it says incoming fleet wants the following services. Now the space station's a little different because you have services that you can offer. You can offer medical, diner, entertainment, sleep, but you can also offer all sorts of other various things. Now I would highly suggest getting the sleep service started pretty much as soon as you get everything built. I would almost focus on that in like as a primary objective. There's a couple reasons for that. And the first reason is because it kind of, the sleep service in particular actually generates kind of a passive income. Okay, can I have one of you guys? I'm gonna pause here real quick here. So it looks like logistics, everybody is doing a lot of logistics. I would like somebody with construction. I'm thinking maybe this person. I'm gonna turn this down and I'm gonna turn this up. So I want somebody doing construction like right now. Because they are unloading, but let's get some construction. Oh, this is still not connected. 10 out of 10. But as you can see here, it's starting to build the hull. And we're going to want to do that pretty rapidly. But we're currently on break and everybody's going to go get some sleep. So let's just let them do that for a moment. Now, I think I particularly like this version of it, maybe a little bit better than the space station version. I like the space station more than the ship version, a little bit better. If you want to play the story that I really enjoyed going through the universe, like exploring things, I think that's really cool. But as like a, what I would consider a sandbox, I really liked this. Now everybody's gonna get really, really pissy, by the way, pretty rapidly because we don't have rooms, we don't really have entertainment right now, which is actually the reason why I'm trying to expand this. But I want to make sure we get this hull. Can you actually just build? We need that power system in place pretty quick. Though we're making pretty good progress here. I might want to build another one of the builders. But for right now, we really don't have that type of thing. Okay, there we go. So that's taken care of. Let's go ahead and start building our system. I think I want to start with a level 2. I almost always do. I find them to be very useful. And then I also want to come in here. And we're going to want to build this power generator. However, you might see it says no free points on the ship. That's because we need this system core before we can get going. Let's go ahead and let that build. Okay, cool. And then we're going to build this power generator. I think we have everything for it. I'm going to build it like this. And we need to get this done and going. Where are you guys? Okay, so they're going to... I find the normal speed to be too slow and the fast speed to be a perfect, like, running level. But I tend to use the fastest speed when I'm trying to get things done. Because otherwise you just kind of end up sitting around and, like, waiting for things to happen on the normal speed. Okay, so that's great news for us. Let's go ahead and... let's start getting some of the life support stuff done. I want to build a gas scrubber in both of these locations. What's going to happen over here real quick, because we're going to probably make this a little bit of an industry area, is there's going to probably be smoke and stuff when things inevitably get caught on fire. That sounds great. Additionally, I'm going to want to expand a little bit further. But... you know, one of the issues, we're going to want to expand because we're going to need to get rid of some of this nonsense. What is this nonsense? Absolute bullshit, honestly. This is like one of the worst layouts I've started with in a hot minute. This is awful. It's okay. We'll be fine. Also, I tend to leave the solar panels. You could break them down if you really wanted to for the resources. One of the main reasons why I have no interest in doing that is because I find that the passive power does help quite a bit. What I'm going to do up here, they're going to want water. So I'm going to build the water purifier up here, and I think the water collector should go down here. Let's expand our hull a little bit down there. What are we building? Oh, the gas collector, or the gas scrubber. Let's go ahead and just fast forward a little bit while these guys build. Okay, so they want lights. We're just gonna skip this. I'm not, yeah, no, we're good. I know building the lights is not, can we just skip this one? Okay, I guess I have to do that. I don't really care. The lights are good because we need to be able to see. Okay, and it wants us to build a kitchen at this point. However, this is annoying me. This is so tiny. Well, we're almost gonna expand that a little bit. This does need to be on a high power, high capacity thing, but I don't really care at the moment. We will get there. But over here, can we fast forward a little bit? I think they're still unloading quite a bit. That's good. But I want one of my guys to be building. Beautiful. Okay, so that's expanded. Can I also expand maybe this way? I think that will be helpful. We need space. Like, the biggest issue we have right now as I'm looking around is we just don't have space to do what we need to do. And you can't build out on the asteroid itself. Like, there's a few things you can put out there. Ooh, we got a derelict. I'm curious what's on that. We do need the supplies from that. However, we're still dealing with some other issues. So maybe we pause on that and not really worry about that derelict right now. Usually, I would jump in on that derelict. However, since we're still building stuff. Now, these guys, as you saw that pop up, the little red, like, oh my god, that was annoying. Basically, they're upset because the gas scrubber is doing its thing. And if I hover up here, you can see that there's interrupted and uncomfortable sleep. It's because these things are next to the bed. So we're going to want to solve that problem as well. But I do need to actually get my hull expanded a little bit before we worry about it. Okay, so we got a ship entering. I don't have any money right now. So I don't think there's really much I could sell that would be very useful. I need to equip my guys. That would be useful. One of the things maybe we should do as these guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just have these guys move a little bit faster. Okay, so this guy's working. However, let me draft him and I'm gonna have him pick up some stuff. I cannot answer that, by the way. I just straight up can't answer that. This guy can't handle a shotgun, but he can handle a pistol, so that's good. Let me go ahead and equip the next person. I have not built a communication thing, so she can have a pistol or a shotgun. Okay, so we have one shotgun person. I don't want to override, I want to draft. Didn't mean to override whatever he was doing. Let's give him a pistol. I didn't mean to override, sorry buddy. Okay, so William here. Okay, so do we not? Okay, we finally emptied everything. Good, we're in good place now. Let's go ahead and actually mine a couple of these while these guys are sitting around because we're gonna need power and that's what this is gonna give us. Additionally, let me look here. Okay, we don't really have a lot of things. We need to build kind of stat here. We need to build an recycler. So I'm gonna expand this like a lot. I really, really wish I could answer you guys, but I can't, haha. I'm gonna move that gas scrubber because it's in the way. Why is that open? That's weird. Y'all see that, right? Oh, it's not. It just looks like it's open. Interesting. I don't know why it was like that. so there's that. These guys gonna apparently work up there first. I'm not sure why that's the case. Let's start building a kitchen. Oh, one of the things on the harsher difficulties, you do not start with grow beds. So one of your kind of big things is you start really pushing, and I don't think you start with being able to make medical beds either. You really have to start working towards getting those things researched pretty much immediately, because otherwise you end up with some issues. Let's back up a little bit and just watch from a distance what's going on. So there's the kitchen that they're building. They are filling the kitchen. Now it wants us to build a hull stabilizer. We do want to do that pretty quick. But I want to get things researched. Not researched, things built. Okay, so that guy is got... Okay, so this whole thing is built. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and start working on our recycler here. And our small power node. Now that we've got kind of the things that we need though, let me go ahead and show off what I would suggest doing early on in this. Bye. So I want to build a small pod of rooms. And I'm going to build them right in here. It's kind of in a bad place because it's definitely going to make this... Ooh, we actually can't. Okay, hang on a second here. I was gonna build it over here, but I actually can't due to the size and like location of the hole. Or where, you know, where the like the hole versus these rocks. Okay. Okay, if I built it in here, I could build a pathway in here. So we're gonna do that, but I need... Okay, let me let this guy finish up what he's doing. I need all of my people for these shenanigans. Okay, I'm gonna grab the whole group, I'm gonna draft everybody, and I'm gonna bring everybody down here. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna go into crew combat here. Because there's a couple things we can do here. First of all, this area needs to be mine. Can you just shoot? Oh, you're not equipped. Can you get up here real quick? Where's that insect going? It's an alien. Where's the alien going? Okay, what the hell? Come on. There we go. Nope, I want you to fire. That is one thing I've noticed is occasionally the clicking on things. Hi, yeah, can you get the gun? Okay, and then can you come down here to be with the rest of the party? Not that I'm too worried. These aliens are new derelict, huh? Okay, cool. Nobody else needs to be drafted at this point. There shouldn't be any surprises here. Okay, so we've got this area claimed, which is really what I wanted to do. And we can actually start salvaging this object as well. But the big reason why I wanted to do that is now I can build a freaking hallway. And I want the rooms... The rooms don't actually need to be all that large, by the way. Ideally, you want 2x2s. So we're gonna start building there. I want to move this over. Can you do that for me? I mean, everybody can do that for me. It's just, it's time for relaxing, apparently. And... you know what, let's just go ahead and let this run for a second, and it'll be fine. I want to show off, after I kind of show you guys how to do this, kind of show off what I've done for one of my more recent, more harsher runs. And I was running on the more harsher difficulties because it does kind of set you up to have more issues overall, which if you're up for a challenge, I think that's great. If you're in for more of a peaceful, just like builder, not so much. You know what, we really do not need more than 2 of these because we only have 4 people. Oh, and the recycler has been made, so let's go ahead and just throw stuff in here. So as we get it, we can break it down. Now we don't actually have that at the moment. Ooh, we're having some issues in here though. You may see this. Yes, okay. So let's handle this. Let's move this because we don't need it in the center of the room. Okay, so that's gonna help get this whole thing. If I check on the temperature, that'll help get these back down because what's happening is this is generating a ton of heat. So we want to deal with that immediately if possible. We can just dismantle that because we don't need it. Can we high prioritize that, please? Thank you. Okay, so that problem is solved. Now down here, we're having a similar issue. So I do want to build the thermal regulator somewhere in here. Let's put it right next to the bed. That should be fine. As you can see, this area over here, maybe you didn't see it, but you kind of see it here. It looks icy, essentially. Because space is cold. That's actually only semi-true. But we can check on our temperature here, and you can see it's a negative 112 degrees Celsius outside. That's cold. That's a bit chilly, and it's also chilly inside, so that is something to... I don't have a way to accept that. That's so annoying. So while that's building, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build... Where's the... hole stabilizer. I'm going to build that over here. Now what I want to do over here is I want to build some walls because we're going to build... Okay. Build this here, build the door here and here. And this is going to be the start of our business. Now it doesn't make our people happy, which is going to be a potential issue. Actually, thinking about it, what I'm going to do is I need to build some personal entertainment. I'm going to put that down here. We're going to need to deal with that like stat as well, but that's not what I'm doing right now. Let everybody sleep. Everybody's going to be grumpy. Everybody's been grumpy. That doesn't mean that mental breaks could happen. I'm sure they'll be fine. Did the door just break? Oh no, the temperature regulator did. Okay, so they're building those walls for us, which is great, except for that's not really what I'm looking for. Civilians are talking shit. No, they're not. Okay, so we've got these started. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to duplicate this wall here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build 2 beds. And I'm actually going to build these bedside tables here. Trust me on this. And while this is ongoing, I'll just fast forward a little bit. I'm going to go into here and I'm going to select permissions. I'm going to set visitor area. Now what's going to happen is that's actually going to be great for us because that means that these won't be used by our crew. But it gives visitors a place to go. Let's fast forward here while they build this. I want to get this built immediately. If you guys could like work on that, that would be 10 out of 10. Okay, so now this is done. Let's pause for a second and head into our star map. We're gonna go into My Station Services and we're going to click on Sleep and then you're gonna allow Service. Now, there's a couple different things here, basically service rating, the revenue, and how many customers have been served. This isn't ideal. Might make them a little unhappy for certain things. However, these 2 little tiny room, like the 4x4 room, or the 2x2, which means 4 squares, that's ideal. Just don't really worry about it all that much. It will be fine. I think they're salvaging this. What is coming out of this? A variety of things. Okay. We have 4 derelicts on our map. We should probably do something with that. However, I want to... I didn't mean to click that. I didn't mean to click that either. I like this view personally. It's up to you whether or not you like that. I want to expand this because I need to get the ore stuff in here because we need to get rid of some things. But let's just give this a moment. We've got a couple different ships incoming. And maybe once one of them arrives, we will be able to see what happens. Actually, let me just cut to a ship arriving that has what we need on it. Okay, good. So as you see here, the Android Collective is here, and there's 2 people here that have landed in from a shuttle from them. So what they're going to do is they're going to come down here. Let's just follow them for a minute. And they're going to immediately head to the visitor area that we have set up. And you can expand this, as they don't need to be like stuffed in here. Yeah, they can stand in the hallway if they want. Give them a second. Now what they're going to do is they're going to sleep. And you can actually check their status and see how they're doing. But they're doing pretty good, and they're going to sleep in there. So let's go ahead and just let them. They're androids, but apparently androids need to sleep. I got nothing for you on that one. What is the mission that they want us to do? Savage derelict. You know what? Maybe we want to do that. We can just go ahead and do that. We don't have a time limit on that particular one, so I'm not worried about it. By the way, one of the reasons why they're saying we need water security is because we need to deal with some of the water vapor that's starting to accumulate in our, let's see here, resource. In our buildings. Water vapor is damaging, so that is something we do want to tackle eventually. So just move this forward a little faster. And for the record, if I go in here and check on our sleep comfort, these are very high sleep comfort. So that's actually really great for us. Move forward a little faster. Can we actually see how they're doing? Okay, so we have plenty of time to let them sleep. Oh, yeah, we need a medical cabinet because that's going to be a thing real quick. If we start going through derelicts and get attacked by, I don't know, aliens or other things. Now, one of the things we can get dinged for, which I've never been able to figure out why, is food. And like food's a big thing. Like they'll wake up and they'll be like, ah, food, I'm hungry, but I'm not offering meals here right now. That is something, yeah, as you can see, that's, at least I think we can get dinged for that. Okay, so their sleep is at 100%. So they should wake up here shortly. How far up does their energy go? Because that is definitely above 100. What the heck? So it looks pretty good here. While I'm waiting for these guys to actually wake up, I'm going to build an ore processor. Important for us to do that because obviously we need to get rid of some of these things. I'm also going to build... where should I build this? I'm going to build this here so it's closer. Build a miner so that we can start mining. Oh my god, there's 5 derelicts on my map. I don't really care too much. This was just a sample to show you guys. I've been working on a very specific map for a while. Okay, so as you saw there, I saw service rating and tip. Now if we head into the star system screen here, you can see the service rating, how many customer stores, and our revenue. We have made money. We have made money. And I find that sleep, because you just need to have a bed at like little rooms like this, like build it for everybody else, but if you have like 5 rooms, some people will get upset because sometimes I'll send like 10 people like across the board, not just from one ship. Like a whole bunch of people will show up and there's not enough beds and they get all grumpy, but it's like you're still making money off of them, so that's great. So let me load up a save that I've been working on for a little bit to show you some additional stuff. Okay, so here is a different game that I've been playing, and as you can see here, I've done a lot more. I'm trying to zoom out here. We've got a bunch going on. We've got 3 different rooms here that I have available for sleeping in, but one of the biggest things here, we go into the other place, I also have opened up for entertainment. So entertainment includes drinks, games, and songs. And in this particular little room, also they can get food because it is available for use. And when they do eat here, they do give money. It's not like they just eat your food. If they make a meal, they do actually give you cash in return. So I really like that. We've got a jukebox and an arcade machine. I don't currently have the drink machine, but they do have this little place that they can eat and do that sort of stuff. And as you can see, that like my services here, we've made 3,000 money, so that's actually great, and people can come and do that. And as well, you can see that everything else is coming along slowly but surely. And one of the big things, can we take care of that? I have shields going on in here, which I didn't have in the other location. What I was trying to say, or going to say here, and the reason for that is because when I now go to trade with these guys, I actually do a lot of my item, my inventory, what's the word I'm looking for? My item acquisition has been through trading rather than trying to get it myself by going through derelicts and whatnot. I still do go through derelicts. However, for the most part though, as I just create trades, and the money that I earn through the sleep and the entertainment, I can just buy what I need. And I find that to be a very specific balance of the difference between the ship stuff where you're going out into the universe. I find that to be very like hunter-gatherer level type stuff, but this I feel like you could definitely gain a lot of control of what you're doing just by, hey, come take a nap at my space station. And like I said, there's a lot of different ones that you can do for the space station stuff. You've got medical, so like when people can come and get patched up. I have already done that. I don't offer this as a service, but when people come and they are injured, you can do that. Diner, as you can see here, people have eaten at my place. I've made 5,000 money off of it, but I don't offer it as like a specific service. Additionally, down here, we've got things like assembly, so we can actually auto trade a variety of different things. That's what this is saying. And then for maintenance, people can come and get repairs. So like, yeah, you can whole pieces repaired, and selling fuel and then food supplies. If you are able to do that, then you can feed the galaxy, which is actually something you kind of want to do. And part of what you're trying to do is you're trying to build up your prestige. I haven't really done a lot of that stuff, but it is something that I have been working on. And there are other things like you can send and do away missions on this one. I think I have a spam call coming in on my phone. I think I have a few on here, like here's an alien infestation where you have to explore the derelict and handle whatever's going on there. We have things like pirates, rogue bots. They're securing the mining sector, which basically if you do that, you get the stuff. I haven't actually done a lot of that in this particular one, but there's a couple different things available. Yeah, there's rogue bot bases, there's pirate bases. I don't know if I have any of that in here. Yeah, there's a pirate coalition hideout where you basically do things and you can do things in turn. You can see where we're going. Also, you can move your base. Like here is a different home sector. Here's a different home sector. Seems to be the only ones. Oh, there's one all the way out here. Though here, you are dependent on visitors, away missions, and mining shares. Yeah, that makes that a little bit more difficult to deal with because we are going around in a circle, but this one, obviously, there isn't anything out there. And I think you can actually move closer too. We just don't have any accessibility here, and the Exodus fleet will occasionally be like, hey, we want to send people to you, and you can actually say yes even if you don't have the particular things that they're looking for, to trade with them and whatnot. So I don't know, personally I like this mode. I really like this mode. This is like something I've been spending a lot of time in, just like existing. And I do have another game. Hang on. I have this game. Was playing this one on an easier difficulty. You can see just how many people I have here that have come to chill at my location. this one's on medium difficulty, I think, and the other game is on harsh, so it's like a little bit more difficult. But you can see I've really spent a lot of time building up this base. I have a lot of allies at this point. That's interesting. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I think that's because I loaded in and it was already kind of like leaving. We have a lot of items in this particular area, it looks like. Select everything. I think we were dealing with bots among other things. Yeah, there's a attack drone just kind of floating about. So that's an obvious thing. Again, this is one of those things where it's like there's a lot of stuff going on. Home bases, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Lots of ships. Looks like there's an infestor on the way. And I've made a lot more progress in this one, but I kind of got bored of this because the challenge hasn't been as strong, which is why I was trying out the harsher difficulties. But yeah, you can kind of see I don't have food down here. I'm not currently feeding the universe, but I definitely could if I wanted to. So that actually might be something that I want to do in this game. But as you can see, stuff's really going on in here. And I have a lot of people on this one. I think that's all I have to say about this. I have truly been enjoying this game. I really like this mode. It's not... I'm trying to... I really don't have a good comparison because like the closest I have that when this game was brought up to me was RimWorld, but it's not RimWorld because RimWorld is a lot more intense when it comes to like what you need to do. There's a lot to do in this one, but RimWorld has got that extra layer. I do have all the expansions for RimWorld. It's been a while since I played vanilla, just base game RimWorld, but since I have all the expansion packs for royalty and the religion stuff, ideology, and also all of the bio stuff and the horror game aspect, which I personally really like. I know that was not a hit across the board, but I truly enjoy that kind of stuff. There's a lot more to that compared to this one right now. This one's still like, this one just came out of early access, so this game is still very base. And I don't really mind that. I still have a ton of stuff to learn on it. There's a lot of things I haven't done out in here. Like obviously I've got a lot of research for making augmentations. Haven't quite gotten to that point. Combat robots. Currently working on some of this stuff because I've started collecting all of the alien stuff. Isn't that fun and enjoyable? What else have we not unlocked? Like a lot of the power generator stuff, targeting jammers. There's a lot here that we haven't quite investigated. So I have a lot of the game that I haven't quite experienced, which is why I'm okay with just kind of enjoying this. I think I have maybe like 48 hours in this game, which is not a lot compared to a lot of the other games that I have played. But I enjoy it, and I kind of consider the space station stuff to be more of a sandbox kind of take on the game. There is a space station like sandbox version of the game, but it feels better to do the story on that one. But this one feels more sandbox, and honestly, it's so chill. I think that's why I like it. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today. Next week, I'm working on setting up an actual second Let's Play. I think I'm going to be doing Blind. So I will see you guys then or in my main Let's Play or whatever. See you guys in a different video.